Okay, so today I want to speak to you about 3 plugins that I find inspirational when I don't have inspiration or I hit writer's block and I don't know what to do. And these 3 plugins have kind of sped my workflow up, keeping me inspired to keep writing music. And if you've ever been through that, you'll know what it's like. It's frustrating, it's annoying. You just want to get music written, but you don't know where to go. You don't know how to get around that. So hopefully these tips today and these plugins that I'm going to show you will help you straight away combat writer's blocking so you can get straight on with writing music without any issues whatsoever. Okay, we're going to dive straight into Ableton right now. Okay, so here I am in Ableton right now. The first plugin that I want to show you is Instacord by WA Production. Okay, so what this does is this allows you to play back multiple chords here by pressing simply one note at a time on your keyboard. And this rack down here, if you were interested, just lets you play basically the chord and the pick type at the same time. It's just a MIDI chord, and I'll give you a link in the description to go and download that. Okay, so moving forward, what this does is as I press down a key, it plays back a chord. But it comes with loads of preset banks and so yeah, it comes with loads of presets, so you can just select any of these. I bought a load of additional ones as well. So there's the jazz, the lo-fi chords here, the disco, the funk, the jazz again, the synth wave as well I've got, and it's just really great and gets loads of inspiration going. And you can just load it in, change how many notes you want to be played, and there's loads of variety here as well. Hit all 6 and so on and so forth, and it's just great. It gives you loads of inspiration and you can just keep going, and essentially I think there's probably enough ideas in here for me to write many different albums of very different material, because it's just great. So that's the first plugin that I wanted to show you. Okay, so the second plugin I want to show you is Anna 2. If you haven't already seen the video on how to do it, you can get Anna 2 for £49 up here. Just go and check it out in the top corner. I think it's up here. Basically, Anna has a similar idea. It's got the chord memory device, which basically when I press a note down on my keyboard, it recalls using the chord memory locator here, different sequence of saved chords here. There are a load of presets here as well again, so there's just tons of stuff that you can just dig out. Yeah, loads and loads of great chords and stuff. If I go down here and go to one of my favourites, Leeds, Influenza. Oh wow. And that's basically what I'm doing here, is I'm routing one Anna into another. So you can basically, if you make a chord progression in Anna, so you've got some chords or something, and then you want to use a different plugin for the bass, like Massive or Serum or whatever you want to use, you can basically route the audio out, from the MIDI out of Anna, and put it into another channel and then load another plugin. So this is a different instance of Anna, which has actually got the sound, the influenza sound on. There's no chords loaded in here, and you can basically use that to trigger the... Okay, and then so the final plugin I want to show you is a plugin that needs probably really no introduction. There's 1,000 videos on this, and which is why I'm not really going to go into detail about it, because there's people who've done far better videos explaining how to use Captain Chords. So Captain Chords is a really great plugin for inspiration, and it's kind of like the next level. So those ones you can play chords back and they sound nice, but this one gives you the option to add a little bit of music theory if you know a little bit. You don't need any, because it's all covered here with the progressions that you can simply just tap in. So you just pick a progression. So here you can just simply select a progression. So if music theory isn't your thing, you can just go press the wrong version. I probably want something with a little bit more variety. That'll do. Okay, so here you go. Here's a preset progression. Which is great. But if you want to change it up, you can change it up, and these chords up here give you the variety to do that. So if I select B minor, it changes to B minor. Or F, and so on and so forth, and you can just keep building these chords. So that's really great, and then you can also change the rhythm as well. So you can go to timing, so it goes to one measure, and you can go, say, do this. And there's loads of different versions of timings and stuff, and you can mess around with this, which is great. You can also add space, so if you want to add space between the notes, you can do that. Add strum as well, which is great if you're making like that lo-fi stuff. It's not a great example with piano strings, but if I had something that was a little bit more... or so on and so forth. There's also a little bit of reverb and delay you can add. So it's really cool. And so on and so forth. The other thing you can do is you can also drag this MIDI out. So once you've done your basic work here, you can then drag your MIDI out here, and basically the MIDI that we just drew, you can then edit it as you would with normal MIDI that you draw into Ableton, but then you can also have it be played back with other plugins. So on and so forth, and it's really great because you can do that. You can also route the MIDI out of Captain Chords as well. So not only is there a variety of sounds that you can use within the plugins and then extract that out as audio or whatever you want to do, you can also load your plugins into it, so use the plugins that you have already there and use those for sounds, or you can also, like the other two plugins that I've showed you, you can also route the MIDI out as well this way too, which is really good and useful, and it means that you can use whatever plugins you want, whatever synths you want to do that as well. Okay, so they're my 3 plugins that I use for inspiration, and to be honest, I never really run out of inspiration now because they're just so full of inspiration and ideas, and they're definitely worth the purchase if you're kind of hitting creative block or you don't know how to move forward. As I said, all the links are below in the description, so you can go and check those out. I'm not affiliated by any means with any of these plugins. I just really enjoy using them, and I think they're really great. I'm also going to give you, if you buy Instacord, you can also download my MIDI rack, which allows you to put on key to press 2 notes at a time, which means that it's easier to play in than having to press 2 notes at one time. So that's kind of it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm Josh, Ableton Tutor. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification and like this video. Drop in the comments if you want me to make any other videos of this sort. And until the next one, enjoy creating music in Ableton, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.